All right, and welcome to your month-end presentation for the month of November. This is your Divine Intel, and with me is Karen McCoy.
Hi, everybody. Good to be back.
All right, so we're gonna cover two topics. The first topic will be the new goal, and the second topic will be the November, the month of the Great Trigger. We're going to find out what it's all about the trigger that is about to happen. So we're going to talk first about this topic, the new goal. And you need to understand why it's important that you invest in the new goal. You need to find out what is the new goal. The topics on this matter are the following. These are the topics for the new goal. What is the real value? Gold mining and the new goal. All right. So, what is the real value? A real value is something that does not necessarily depends on demand. It's a necessity. It will be a necessity. Just like water is a necessity. Right? Just like, I don't know, what other thing that I can put as a simple?
Bread.
Bread is a necessity. Okay? So that's the real value. That's the real value in the near future that will have an impact in the financial system. So real value needs to have three conditions. Because it doesn't really need that demand and it will be necessary to have it. It needs to have utility. Right?
Right.
Those are the conditions that you need to learn right now how everything will turn out. The gurus have never told you this because they're stupid enough not to know nothing about economy. I will show you how. So the second condition is demand. Because of the utility and the necessity the people and the humanity will have on this, it will actually trigger demand.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The third one is assets. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What is access in this condition, Karen?
Assets are, what it owns or what its value.
Its value is money, right?
Yeah.
If this new stock or necessity, utility, it also needs to make you money. Otherwise, people will not use it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
True.
So please remember these three conditions. You need to have utility, you need to have demand, and you need to have access, money. Okay? That's the real value. Now, the number one value right now that not necessarily demands a lot of people to grab it because it's necessary. The number one value is technology. It's not gold. Gold will be something that is necessary as technology is triggered. The more technology we're going to use, the more gold we're going to use. The more technology we're going to use, the more silver is going to be used. Do you understand that, Karen?
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay? So, something needs to be triggered. Something needs to be necessary in order to bring precious metals. But before precious metal come out to the roof, we need to have technology. Because that's the new paradigm. Before, back in the biblical times, there was no technology. It was a necessity. It did not have to have such a demand. Because back then, not too many things were used with gold. They just love it. Right? Because of the difficulty of getting it. That's the reason why. Silver was used for war. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They used silver to make weapons.
I was thinking of iron too.
Yeah, but that they use silver most.
Okay.
So there's always a utility that they've been used in biblical times, and because of the utility, people demand to have it.
Mm-hmm.
So demand follow the utility technology.
Mm-hmm.
But why gold is such a precious metal? Because it is difficult to get it. It's very difficult to get it. So right now, we got Zimbabwe, the United States, all the superpowers. They have all this gold on the ground, but they don't have it outside. That's why a lot of people are buying gold.
Mm-hmm.
Where countries already get it out. Do you understand that?
They have to mine it and refine it.
Yes, they need to. The first process is going to be massive buyout of gold. It's happening right now.
Okay.
As the gold run out, we're gonna go to another stage. It's called scarcity. When we go and see scarcity around the world, it will be reported all around the world. We are running out of gold, and that will trigger countries around the world to start digging and getting the gold out. Did I make myself clear?
Forcing them, yes.
Forcing them. Everything needs to be forced. It's not about gurus telling you, "Oh, we're gonna go back to the gold standard," just like that. Just like it doesn't take an idiot to understand that. Okay? Yes, there are countries right now providing gold to other countries. Those are the countries that will be affected in their currency because it will affect the buyout of gold. So those countries who has the most gold, they will revalue first.
Interesting.
Okay? We have the biggest reserve of gold in the world. The United States has the biggest.
Really?
Yes, they're buying from us. They're buying from us. But they're gonna have to put a cap on the sellout. They're gonna have to put a cap on the sellout. Otherwise, we're gonna run out of gold, and we don't want that, right? We need to keep the purchasing power. Otherwise, our exchange is not gonna be worth. It's gonna be worthless. But as you know, I told you that they want to devalue the dollar up to 30%. Please pay attention to this intel. The cabal wants to devalue the dollar up to 30 cents. The new elite wants to keep it controlled. They don't want to come back, and they don't want to, that this devaluation that they're going to create it, because it's going to be created based on all the gold they're going to be selling in other issues too. They want to keep it between 20 to 25. That's what they want to do. Will they actually success in doing it? We don't know that. Do you understand that?
Of course.
We don't know that.
That's our goal.
Okay? I know there's prophets out there saying that it's not going to happen and this and that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about intel. Not from God, but intel from the elites. Don't get confused. And I want you to understand this. The huge majority of all of you are following false prophets. I'm sorry to mention that. When this thing doesn't happen, the way they told you, is it going to be the first time?
No.
No. They already messed up. A lot of these prophets, they told us straight out that Donald Trump was going to win. It didn't come out that way. And the people who follow those prophets, they demand an answer. They had a hard time explaining to the people, to their followers, and to their believers why it did not happen. That's a fact. That's a fact. whether you like it or not. So wait, because the process is going to be messy and it's going to be ugly. I'm warning you. The process is going to be messy and it's going to be ugly. Before, I used to say things are not going to be pretty, right?
All the time.
All the time. But recently, because of what my intel's been telling me, it's not only going to be ugly, it's going to be really messy. A lot of destruction. Did I make myself clear?
Very clear.
I'm going to explain to you the process of gold mining. And it's important for you to know. This process needs resources. They need to know where the gold is hidden based on studies, based on, archaeology experts. Mm-hmm. And the process is very expensive. Just to get the gold out, it's very expensive and dangerous.
Yep.
And dangerous. A lot of people have died taking the gold out. And let me explain to you something. By April next year, we're going to see news about people dying in gold mining. In gold mining, yeah. In mines. We're going to see a lot of people dying in gold mining. It has happened before and it's going to happen again. By April of next year. I'm on the record. Okay?
Do you think there's going to be another gold rush then?
Yes.
We had the gold
yes, it's going to start, but it's a process that will be little by little.
Okay.
Okay? So, that's the first condition. The more difficult it is and the more people die taking the gold out, then gold will go and skyrocket. Okay? But it's a process. Don't expect that gold standard will be implemented in the next year. It's not going to happen like that. It's a process, a long process. First of all, they're going to try the new gold. Okay? They're going to try the new gold. And when they see that the new gold is working, then the next stage, that will be the new trend, which will be the activation of all the precious metals. So the second condition is money. If that resource doesn't make you money, it's worthless. Those are the two conditions of gold mining. I haven't gone through the difficulty of the process of taking the gold, process it, clean it, all that crap.
Refining, yeah.
Refining,
And it's very specialized. You need specialists.
Well, I haven't gone through that. I'm just going briefly how gold mining is difficult. It's very difficult, guys. People die by doing this. So,
hot and dirty.
Hot and dirty. I'm going to show you now the new gold. The new gold has a different process of mining. Do people die by digging the new gold? No. It doesn't mine, but that doesn't make necessary that it's difficult. It is difficult because of the purpose of technology. Because of the purpose that in order to mine the new gold, you need to have energy. The new gold is Bitcoin. We have seen elites announcing, like for example, the owner of Twitter, Ron Paul, and other celebrities and other people super rich, talking about that eventually every single country in the world will have Bitcoin as a currency reserve. Now, it's a process. It's a process, and many people will not like that because people are not focused on computer stuff. The huge majority of the world is not focused on computer stuff. We just basically 1% of the whole, not even 1%. We're not even 1% of the whole population of the planet Earth. But they're going to push it. They're going to push it in such a way that it's going to be a necessity to have this technology. So Bitcoin mining require a process that is very expensive, not because you need to sacrifice your life and be messy, get all the dirty. No, because of the energy. It takes a lot of sources of the energy. The mining process is similar to the mining or the process of gold. But the energy that it takes for mining is expensive. And sometimes, not sometimes, all the time. You have been scammed by many of these companies telling you that, there's future, you're going to make a lot of money by mining Bitcoin. And we all know that the outcome. Everything goes broke. It only works in about 4 months, and after that, it's gone. I have people who have lost thousands of dollars by going through these companies, and they have not listened to me, and they come back to me and they told me, we should have listened to you, Benny. The reason why many people are being scammed by this gold Bitcoin mining is because since it's digital, your earnings and your investment are based on contract. And contracts have one rule. They are meant to be broken. Contracts are meant to be broken. Thanks God, because even the people in Hollywood, they're signing contract with the devil, and they don't understand that even that contract can be broken. Now we are hearing a lot of celebrities like, I'm sorry for that news, that sound. Can you hear that?
I can hear it, yeah. But
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I don't have it in studio yet. So
It's okay. It comes
all
and
right,
goes.
so let me explain to you guys something. We are now hearing Ariana Grande saying that she actually sold her soul to the devil.
Really?
Yeah, we are seeing many of these people in the Hollywood that they've been actually telling the whole, I sold my soul, and just like that. I'm not joking, guys. Okay? And I've been telling you this because the huge majority, the 90%, the 80% of all the people are going to exchange, they already signed a contract with the devil. It's just that you don't understand that you have. If you have signed a contract to follow the private exchanges, you already signed a contract with the devil. You already sold your soul to the devil. The problem is that you have not noticed it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You already give all the information, your personal information, to criminals. And that's it. So even if you exchange publicly, they're going to go after you. They already know everything about you. Okay? And I'm sorry to disappoint you. And that's the reason why many people in the Netherlands don't like me. They don't like to be touched out of their comfort zone. When you find that everything will collapse, many people will cry. And that was a prophecy that came out from the Prophecy Channel. Remember that time?
Oh, yes.
The Prophecy Channel, there were 3 prophets saying that at the time of the exchange, instead of being a day of joy, it's going to be a day of grief.
Grieving, yep.
Okay? Don't take my word. Prophets have been talking about it. Okay? But you need to be ready for the best, but you also need to be ready for the worst. On Bitcoin mining, people will accept the fact, especially banks, will accept the fact that Bitcoin is a great way to make money. And they're going to put millions and millions of dollars by mining Bitcoin through other venues. What was the first thing that Nayib Bukele, president of El Salvador, did when they actually adopted Bitcoin? The first country legally accepted Bitcoin as their second currency. Mining. Mm-hmm. They got the biggest mining farm in El Salvador, the biggest. And I'm going back to El Salvador very soon, and I'm looking to sign a multi-million-dollar contract. And I won't have to worry about buying or paying a lot of energy, because the energy that they're going to use to mine the Bitcoin will be eternal and clean. coming from the volcanoes. I don't have to worry about that. Because when they sell me this energy to mine my Bitcoin, the fee that I'm gonna have to pay is gonna be cents.
Wow.
A lot of people are gonna make millions of dollars out of El Salvador. I'm one of them. Okay? But these sources need to be available for the private sector. Right now, it's not available for the private sector. But I need to be in position. So when they allow the private sector, because I'm private sector, we can take advantage of this. See, the government of El Salvador are making millions of dollars right now, already making $100 million in just about 1 month. And they're going to make more millions of dollars when they provide their national resources for everybody to mine Bitcoin. It's a win-win, people. Okay? So that's how you're going to make money. When I come back from El Salvador, I shall bring a big contract backed by the natural resources of the Republic of El Salvador. I said I shall. I don't know if I'm going to get it yet because it's not available to the private sector. But if they do allow me to have a little portion of their national resources, I shall let you know, and maybe you want to make a lot of money. Okay? Did I make myself clear?
I think so, Ben. I was wondering if for some people they might not understand what mining Bitcoin means. Like really what it means.
I just told you what it is. It's getting that source, getting the precious source to make money. It's different. I'm not gonna go through the mining process. The mining process of precious metals is dangerous, messy. It takes a lot of money. But they're not gonna go for that process yet because the huge majority, they don't have enough gold out. I just told you that. So that's why they buy into the people, to the countries that they already have the gold out. United States is the one who has the biggest reserve of gold. They're gonna buy it. They're buying it from the United States. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now you know that. You don't care about the process of Bitcoin. I'm not gonna go through that. All you need to know is that through the process of Bitcoin, it takes a lot of energy. Yeah, and the reason why many companies are going bankrupt, they're not like going bankrupt. They know that they only have certain months that they can work on mining people. And they leave and they break their own contract and they say that's it. And they go back and they put their another name and they lie to all the people we've been around for this much of time. That's a lie. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's why I have never, ever, ever introduced mining Bitcoin. Okay? Because it is very dangerous. It's high risk. 99% of all this company, and I say 99, given the assumption that there's one company out there that is 100% genuine, and this company, this 1%, this one company, you don't have to worry about it. But so far, I don't know that company. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm, of course.
That's the reason why you need to understand. I'm only going to give you what you need right now because of the presentation. It will take a lot of time. I don't want to waste in time in explaining to you. All you need to know that Bitcoin mining will be considered because it's going to make a lot of money to a lot of people.
Awesome.
Because of the demand, that's condition is going to require a lot of people. Now you see the price of Bitcoin because of the demand.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything requires demand. If you don't have demand, I don't care if you believe that you're going to be, that in the next 4 months, your coin is going to be 1-to-1. No. You know, I was involved. Yeah, I wasn't involved. And I'm going to make it clear. I was involved with a coin called, what's it, the GS partners?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
They were telling me all this crap about, yeah, we're gonna be 1-to-1. We're gonna be $1 by the end of this month. Nothing has happened, and I'm telling you right now, nothing will happen. Am I trashing them? Yes, I'm publicly trashing GS partners. Okay? I don't care. Because I'm giving you what really is going to make you money. What is going to make you money, you're going to see money in your hand. You're not going to make any money by living in dreams.
True.
By putting castles in the sky. Because that's what the guru's been telling you. I remember a lot of people telling me, I love it when TNT Tony used to talk about how we're going to be so rich out of the dinar. And that was 25 years ago. It came to a place, in a point, that I saw people listening to TNT Tony, and they got accidents while they were driving.
Wow.
They fell, they were dreaming. They lost the reality. Because the enemy will always use what you are more attracted to. Money. If it is money what you are more attracted, he's going to use money. If it is sex, it's going to provide you with hookers. It's going to provide you with sex. The more you are distracted, the more the devil will come out and grab you. Because the ultimate result is to lose your soul. That's what's happening right now in the Netherlands. Everybody believes the lies of the race on the computer. Everybody believes that they have sources, the family dragon, etc. Everybody believes that, and I know that, even the people who are watching my show right now. But at the end, you're all going to be scammed. And only 20% of all of us are going to be able to exchange under the real value. They want the people to focus on money first. And then after that, they will introduce you the technology. That's why everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Before that, even when Bitcoin was $50,000, nobody cared about it. Now, all of a sudden, they're paying attention. Why? Because of El Salvador.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay? So, behind the technology of Bitcoin, that is not the threat for the cabal. The threat from the cabal is the technology behind Bitcoin, what it goes through. I'm talking about the blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is the biggest threat for the cabal. It's the biggest threat for the Democratic Party. Why? Because I told you that when Donald Trump comes back, he will implement block technology in order for people to vote. And there will be no way to scam another or fraud another election. Okay? Do you understand that? Karen?
Absolutely, Ben. Absolutely.
Okay, that's why they're going to bring technology, and technology will be the first goal, the new goal. Mm-hmm. The new goal will be technology. This guy right here is pissed. He's really pissed right now. This is no joke. This is no joke. He's really pissed. And he's going to come back with a retaliation. Okay? Let me explain to you later on. But before he retaliates, we have sources. They're telling us that this guy is going to put sanctions against the Republic of El Salvador because they all are buying Bitcoin with American dollar. Back in 1976, they used and they took at us from the gold standard because everybody was buying gold with the dollar. Back in that time, the dollar was backed by the same gold. But the problem is that since everybody was buying and using only the dollar to buy gold, the dollar was devaluing. And that's why they took us out. The real reason is because countries were backed by gold through a bond. Are you paying attention?
Mm.
The bond was backed by gold. But bonds are loans, so they need to pay back. Back then, back in 1970 something, the bond backed by gold, although it comes from the United States, it also needs to pay back to the government. Mm-hmm. So the dollar was devaluing because they were using too much money of our currency to buy gold, and they took us out. The following intel that I'm going to give you guys is going to shock you. Okay? It's going to shock you. You need to understand the process. So let's talk about Zimbabwe. We know that because in Zimbabwe, they're still having problems with their currency, which is the RGTS, Zimbabwe dollar.
Yep.
The government knows that they're losing the purchasing power of the new Zimbabwe dollar. Okay? They know that. Recently, the government or of the central bank in Zimbabwe, they demand everybody to demand and use the Zimbabwe dollar. And he requested to all private and local authorities to use the Zimbabwe dollar. And why? Nobody wants to use it. Nobody wants to use it in Zimbabwe.
It's worthless, right?
It's not about worthless, honey. One more time, you need to understand the reason why people don't use currency. Right now, we don't have no currency that is backed by anything. Do you understand that fact, yes or no?
Of course, yes.
Right now, we don't have no currency being backed by gold. Anybody who told you that is a liar. It's a complete liar. No currency in the world are backed by anything. Every single currency in the world are backed by only one thing, and one thing only: trust. Trust, that's it. They're using the American dollar because they trust that we have the biggest economy in the world. Okay? And why did England separate from the European community? Because their currency is backed by what they have. And people wants to use their own currency. We know that the largest, not the biggest, but the largest economy in the world is England, right? The UK.
Yes, it is.
Now, please pay attention, because I'm gonna give you intel, and you're going to be about very, very, very shocked. Right now, we have news that probably the Queen of England is about to die.
Yes, I read that.
When that happens, something's gonna be triggering, and people are going to be triggered after her death. I'm on the record, and I'm telling you what's gonna happen right now. When she passed away, it's gonna trigger something in England, and a lot of people are going to be in the streets protesting. Because it's going to be messy, and it's going to be very ugly. Did I make myself clear and simple?
Oh, yeah.
In Zimbabwe, they thought that they got it. They thought they got the prophetic word right. No, they didn't. The prophetic word that I'm talking about comes from this man. His name is Emmanuel Makandiwa. I have gone through Telegram, my private subscription chat room in Telegram with my jets. I explained it in such a way everybody was shocked. Mm-hmm. Let me just make it briefly what's going to happen in Zimbabwe. There's going to be a situation that they will have to declare a national emergency. It's very close. The same thing, it will happen in Iraq. Please pay attention to this. In Iraq, there will be a national emergency. Who's going to make the national emergency? This guy. His name is Hamad Khalaf. He's the deputy governor of the central bank. Remember, I shared with everybody that the Lord gave, this is the Lord, not the new elite. The Lord gave me a dream. And through the dream, I saw a guy that looked dark, like black guy, but he looks Mexican. And he wear a suit, but my vision was paying attention not to his face, because I wasn't sure if he had a beard or a mustache. And I said that he looked sweating. He was sweating, right?
Yeah, he was sweating. Yeah.
But I saw,
looking down.
my attention was not in his face. My attention was on his stomach. And I don't know why. And this guy, I never seen that before, until now. This is the guy in my dream. I even say he looked Mexican.
There you go.
Take a look at the stomach. And now he's looking for what? He noticed this picture comes from the latest news. What is the latest news? He wants to implement a new strategy. Yes, he wants to use a new strategy. The Lord told me that this guy could be the RB, or he could be the last obstacle. That's the mystery of my prophetic dream. Another prophet. Another prophet. This guy is going to use the new strategic, the new strategy in the economy in Iraq. And what he wants to do? He wants to push for more foreign currency in the reserve of Iraq.
Oh boy.
And I ask people, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Very bad.
It's a very bad thing. Because for many, many years, since we've been waiting for the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, what they have done it. Johnny have reported, and all the people have reported, they flood the country with dollars. The more they flood the country with dollars, the cheaper it is for them to have it, and then not using their own national currency, and there's no RB. Now this guy wants to use more foreign currency, not only the United States. His new strategy will hit hard, because the Lord told me that he could be the RB, but he could be the last obstacle, meaning it depends, right?
Yeah, it's choice. Right?
Okay, it's a choice. So that's the situation right now. As of this day, at this time right now, because my PowerPoint is being recorded right now. We are one day before the 29th. Right now it is 10:37 p.m. and we are recording this PowerPoint presentation. We are waiting for Al-Sadar to announce the new guy, the new minister. Mm-hmm. So please be aware that to this day, we don't know nothing about it. Okay, even Johnny said, I'm looking for the 24th to the 28th so they can make an announcement for the new guy to be known, the new prime minister. Nothing has happened.
Nothing.
Do you know why?
I know why.
Why?
Because they haven't. They had to recount. There was a protest about
Exactly.
elections.
I told you that there were going to be a fraud, and now they had to count all the votes.
Yep.
I even told you that there were going to be a massive protest in Iraq. They're all going to go to the green zone, and it's going to be chaos and panic. I even told the whole world that I had another dream, and the dream showed me green smoke and green flags in the green zone. That's the mystery. We will see what happens. Mm-hmm. Okay? And that will push for the new government to change his strategy and maybe do something that will leave us for something to come out of their rate. This is the guy in the Central Bank of Iraq who wants to implement a new strategy. Okay? And on the records that I told you that the Lord showed me that dream, that they showed me this guy. He was sweating. And why he was sweating, I don't know. Maybe he was worried about the incoming triggering of the massive problems on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
This is the month of the great trigger. And now we're going to talk about what the new elites are pretending to do for the month of November. The topics of this presentation are the following. The energy coming from the center of the universe. Did I tell you about that, yes or no?
Yes, you did.
And now everybody thinking that somebody in the middle in the universe is trying to contact with them. They're trying to contact. They think that somebody's really trying to contact humanity. Do you want me to tell you if it is or not?
I do.
Yes, it is. The entity who wants to contact for the interview are two entities. The first entity is called the Intergalactic Confederation. The second entity is called the Earth Alliance. The ambassadors of the Intergalactic Confederation, they just arrived on Earth. And now they're talking to Iraq, they're talking to all the countries that will use and back their currency with national resources. It needs to be an agreement.
It does.
They're having contacts with extraterrestrials. It's just that they're not going to tell you that.
Of course not.
Okay? The Earth Alliance is a combination of extraterrestrials and humans and spiritual beings. Spiritual beings are not fallen angels. Spiritual beings are angels from God. Okay? Believe it or not. Wait and you'll see. Okay? So, the energy coming from the center of the universe is not being affected and is being reported all over the news. The main focus of this month, and that's what the elites wants to do. I don't want you to confuse God's elite, God's intel, with what they want to do, the men, is that they want to focus you on one thing. I will let you know what it is. And then the last topic is going to be the great trigger. Okay? So, the energy coming from the center of the universe, this energy will be used by the elites to accomplish what they want to accomplish. You need to remember there are two elites. The Cabal and the new elite. They're both going to use the same energy. But we know that at the end, there will be only one agenda will be implemented. That's God's agenda. Okay?
Thank God.
So we are expecting huge scandals coming from the government. That's how it's going to be a big trigger. It's going to be focused on the government, people. In the United States. Nothing will happen unless we collapse. Do you guys understand that, yes or no?
Yes, we do.
Then it will be reflecting in Iraq. They're going to get themselves in problems because all of these new strategies they're using that ultimately will affect the very poor in Iraq. This strategy is going to affect the very poor in Iraq. Also this month, we're going to have unknown discoveries. These discoveries will make things look very, very messy and very, very ugly. Did I make myself clear?
Interesting. Yes.
This month expect to be action and reaction. For somebody to say something, it will come back in a very ugly reaction. Always focus yourself not in Iraq and the dinar, not in the dome, not in the cryptocurrencies. Please pay attention. Focus on what the government is about to do.
Okay.
Focus on what the government is about to do the month of November. Mark my words. You're not going to like it. Okay? You're not going to like it. So, there will be wars in the streets because of what's going to happen in the government. There will be a lot of people with anger. There will be a monetary crisis. There will be inflation that will lead us to hyperinflation. People don't know nothing about hyperinflation. Ask people from Zimbabwe, they will tell you. Okay? Mm-hmm. If we exchange during the inflation, you'll be really stupid to start spending like crazy. If we exchange during the hyperinflation, if you do not hold your earnings, if you do not know how to use your money, your exchange will disappear very fast because everything will be unstable. All the prices will be unstable in such a way that you will not even know how much it's going to cost you a piece of bread.
Mm-hmm. It changes.
That is called hyperinflation. I am on the record that I told you that that's coming. And now what? The Twitter CEO guy, he mentioned that there will be hyperinflation. Mm-hmm. Ron Paul mentioned that there will be hyperinflation. Tom Cruise mentioned that there will be hyperinflation. Pay attention. When it hits you, you will not know what to do. You will not know what to do, guys. So, we are waiting for key dates. I'm going to give you those key dates. Please pay attention to this. We're waiting for November the 10th. We don't know exactly how this meeting is going to come, when it's going to start. I would not even be surprised that the great next summit in Iraq will happen even before November 10th or after November 10th. That's the great summit that is coming in Iraq. Please pay attention to this because it's very, very important. In this summit, we are expecting, we in the new elite, we are expecting that this guy disappear as a president of the United States. It's a short thing. We don't know. We don't know if it's going to happen. But if you pay attention, you will see that this guy is really angry. And he's coming and flooding a lot of immigrants, illegal immigrants, potential terrorists inside our country. He's flying it in, people. He's spending millions of dollars to put terrorists in the streets of the United States. It will be so ugly that potentially the prophetic dream of Donna Coverstone will come true. Because we're going to have to be dealing with domestic terrorism. Oh. The same domestic terrorism that this guy is bringing overseas from Muslims who don't like us and illegal aliens over the border of Mexico. How do you like that?
That sounds like civil war to me.
Yes. And there will be another event. I want to make sure that you get this. Are you taking notes? Mm-hmm. They're going to close the borders in Mexico. And they're also going to close the borders in Canada. Okay. And eventually, no fly will be able to fly out of the country and not fly in the country. Nobody will be able to get in the United States of America or get out. Mark my words. That's another agenda. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, watch. I told you that this guy is mad, right? He's pissed. Mm-hmm. Eventually, he's pissed because these guys, the Let's Go Brandon song, there are 3 black entertainers, very talented rappers. And these people are singing and they're making millions of dollars by offending Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon means another thing. I'm not going to mention what it is, but you know what it is. F Joe Biden.
Yep.
So he doesn't like that. Please pay attention. If it doesn't happen, I'm on the record. What's going to happen? They're going to go after those three people. Antifa and Black Lives Matter will go after these three people. Are you listening?
Yep.
And then we will see what life actually matters. We will see who actually matters, people. Is it really black people lives that actually matters, or their agenda? How about that?
This is not good.
Okay? Now, little by little, we are seeing more black leaders, especially one in, I think it's Georgia. He mentioned it. Black Lives Matter is nothing but scam. They don't care about your lives. There's a comedian up there. His name is Dave Chappelle. Very famous, very liberal, talented comedian. I love him. I love this guy. Comedy is very entertaining. But I love the most is that between the left, they are attacking themselves. You see, Judge Chappelle attacked Donald J. Trump so much, everybody laughed about it. I even find myself very, very funny. But it's more funny for me to watch how these liberals are being destroyed among themselves the minute they touch transsexuals. This is not the first time. This is the third time that comedians, they committed the big sin about making jokes about transsexuals, making jokes about gay people. So once again, what is more important? Is the life of black Americans are more important of their agenda. It seems like their agenda is more important than Black Lives Matter.
I think so. I think so, Ben.
And now people are awakening. Now people are running away. More people now are running away from the Democratic plantation. Watch. It's going to be messy and it's going to be really ugly. Because of that, like I told you, the main focus on this month, it will be government scandals. Mm-hmm. It will be Joe Biden rants. He's going to go rant stupidly, just like I've been doing it. There will be more occasions of Joe Biden going crazy. And because of all these things that are collapsing in their own political party, there will be a huge retaliation from the left. And yes, there's also going to be a right side retaliation because the elites are going to attack each other one and for all. Now, please pay attention. Now you know what's going to happen this month. It's very simple. Let's not focus right now on this information. Let's focus on this information that we're about to give you. This guy. He won the elections in Iraq. He won the elections in Iraq. We don't know who's going to be the prime minister as of this time. It is almost 11 p.m. Pacific time at night. We want to make sure that all of you understand the importance of having a prime minister, because they need to have a full government completed or they cannot revalue. Did I make myself clear?
Very clear.
So, I'm going to tell you what we know so far. But I'm going to tell you the rest of this information in my private Telegram. The reason why I cannot give it to you for free is because if the enemy knows that I know this, they're going to go again and destroy our plan. Do you guys understand that, yes or no?
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, this is my new Divine Intel store where you can buy all this crazy shit in my old sayings. And you will find the link on my Divine Intel underneath this video in YouTube. It's called the divineintel.com. If you're not in my Telegram, if you're not in my Telegram group, it's only $10 a month. I also will leave the bot link. Make sure that you are connected on your phone and click on the bot link. It will set Telegram site or Telegram chat. Click on that, follow the instructions, and with only $10 a month, you'll be able to go live with me, and I'll give you all this information. Not all, because some of the information are too critical. I cannot give it to you, not even in Telegram. Because a lot of things are happening right now, and people don't know how critical the situation is right now. Okay, so I'm trying to give you the most information I can give you when they tell me you can talk about this. Okay, did I make myself clear, Karen?
Yeah, you're doing good.
I also have Patreon. If you cannot be present on that Telegram as I do in live, you can just go and pay $10 again for video every single month and watch the video and watch it at any time you want to. You can also subscribe with $5 with the audio only. It's very affordable. Do not complain. Now, I'm going to make sure that you make a lot of money right now. I'm going to give you that for free. Because I've been having this information for months. I think it's been already, 4 months?
I don't know, Ben.
I've been talking about a secret cryptocurrency. A secret cryptocurrency that will make millions of people rich. That's what I'm on the record that I told everybody that. It just came out. When it came out exactly as they told me. It was going to be secret. And that's the logo of this currency. The currency is called Secret. Secret crypto access far outperforms Bitcoin. It outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum, surpassing $1 billion market cap with a massive 7-day rally. Bingo.
There you go.
This is an altcoin focused on squarely in secrecy, just shot into the 100 crypto access by the market cap. The cryptocurrency called Secret is the short name, the nickname is XCRT, is up 97% in the last 7 days, according to GoingGecko, jumping for about $4.50 to his current price of $8.87 at this time. This is the chart. Take a look at the chart. And it looked like it's going to go up more. It will hit $9. So, a lot of people telling me, Benny, should I buy this? Should I buy that? And the problem with a lot of people is that they cannot focus on diversity. They cannot focus on what really matters. What really matters is money. A lot of people still asking me, Benny, should I buy more XRP? Benny, should I buy more Bitcoin? Benny, should I buy more dinar? Well, look, if that makes you happy, do whatever you want. But if you really want to make money and change your life forever, focus on what gives you money right now. Right now, what is making money to a lot of people right now, it is Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is making a lot of money, so I'm going to focus myself on Shiba. I make a lot of money. Currency 365 just reported. I show him what I got because I trust him. Okay? So, try to change the mind that you actually do all the time. Even people who don't trade, even people who trade, who call themselves experts in trading, they just cannot stop focusing on shit that doesn't make money at all. Gurus are the number one example.
There you go.
Gurus are the number one example. Why would you concentrate your all focus on the Zimbabwe dollar? Why would you waste your time on that? What are you going to get out of it? Nothing. That's a fact. While you're doing this, we, Benny and the Jets, in the currency 365, we're making 6 figures, people. That's a fact. Okay? So, just to let you guys know. Now, what we need is for you to understand where we come from. We come from a very dark side in the history of treasure hunters. We were deceived by the enemy. We were scammed by gurus, lied by gurus. They promoted criminals, financial criminals, through the Dragon family, through their ambassadors, through their fake aliens, through their fake ladies of the key that will make you rich, through a lot of bullshit for the last 25 years. That's where we come from. And in the last 6 years, that's what I've been doing it. My whole focus is trying to educate you the best way I can. You're not following Benny, and you're not praising me. And that's the biggest problem with Protestants. Protestants don't understand to separate that. Catholics, we separate that. When we believe that the angels, saints, they can actually, because of the favor of God, do favors to you, make miracles, that's a fact. It is in the Bible. But we understand very clearly that we need to focus on God way before anything else. We need to focus on the Holy Ghost, the real Holy Ghost, not the one that tells you, the Holy Ghost told me to do this and you went broke. No. That's not the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost will really change your life forever. The problem is right now that a lot of people just let themselves of what they feel. Oh, I like this because I feel good, so therefore it's God. No, people. That's how the enemy is going to get you. Why am I telling you this? Because the enemy is going to take advantage of you very soon. By December, many of you are going to be scammed. Don't ask me how or where. I'm letting you know right now, I'm on the record. By December, many of you will be scammed. And why? Because you felt good. And when you remember these words, you're going to come back to me, and then you're going to tell me either I lied to you or I didn't lie to you. This is the situation right now. It's insane. Some people are listening more to these prophets, and they're false prophets. That's the more powerful attack of the enemy. And since this month, the end of the month is the month of the big triggering, you are going to be tricked because you listen to false prophet.
That's good. That's good, Ben.
You're going to be tricked because you were listening to false prophets. I'm on the record, and I don't care if you don't like it or not. I didn't come here for your pleasure, for me to tell you stuff that you don't like to hear. You either need to listen to reasoning, logic, and justification, or you're going to go broke. Mark my words. I've been trying to stay away from using profanity because I want you to focus not on my profanity, but in facts. Because through the month of November, you will be triggering one side and another. There will be a lot of people be angry at the whole thing. Your own family is going to trigger you because it's the spirit of the great triggering. Your own wife is going to trick you. Your own girlfriend is going to trick you. Watch. It's going to be messy and very ugly. Thank you so much for your attention. Keep your faith strong. I'll see you next week. I don't know when I'm going to come out, but I know I have a meeting to attend. It's in a place that I cannot tell you what it is. And I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you exactly the meeting what it is. We're gonna decide the future of Zimbabwe. And my special report will be talking about the agreement. I didn't go through the information that I went through in Telegram because I'm afraid that if they know what I know, they're going to destroy the whole thing. But just ask people who are in my Telegram. They will tell you from their own words. I shock everybody, including Karen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I shock everybody how everything's developing. Okay? So if you want to be part of my Telegram, the description is underneath. God bless you. God keep you. And I'll see you next time.